everybody, welcome to Smiley Minute. I hope your 2018 is off to a great start. My New Year's resolution is to start every Smiley Minute with an apology of why I'm not putting this out every single week. So far, so good. I'm also doing this in my truck because I just took Trent, my middle son, to the dentist and tried to do it in the lobby, but the screaming was getting in the way. So let's get to the news. Kevin Leftwich took time off running his 11th marathon. Seriously, Kevin, get a car. But anyway, he sent in this news article. In Coweta County, Georgia, a man is banned from Kroger for spanking a 2-year-old child. Why was he arrested for that? It wasn't his child. Now, if you've been to a show of mine recently, you know that I'm actually for spankings. If you're against it, I'm sorry if that offends you, but I suggest you get the James Dobson Strong-Willed Child book because it's thick enough that when you spank them, it gets their attention. However, on this one, I'm totally against it because the guy was drunk. And he had been arrested over 50 times for public intoxication. So it sounds to me that that 2-year-old kid is not the only one that needs a really good spanking. Lisa Loftus, who actually has already liked this video, even though I haven't posted it yet, sent in some news from Eureka Springs, which is fun to say. It sounds cold. I'm guessing it was named because somebody jumped in the spring and then jumped out and was like, Eureka! You know. I'm glad my friend Steven wasn't the one who jumped in the spring and named the city, because then they wouldn't be able to print the name on the map. Anyway, in Eureka Springs, thousands of buzzards, or if you're snooty redneck, turkey vultures, are flocking to the town. I mean, thousands of them. And everybody in the town they don't know why, and they're kind of wigging out about it. Especially the really, really old people, because let's face it, buzzards know how to forage. Side note, my dad used to have a CB radio in his truck. Kids, a CB radio was like a pager. A pager is like a cell phone. A cell phone is like the chip that's probably in your eye right now if you're watching this in 2 years. Anyway, you had to have a CB handle. My dad's was Bird Dog, and I said I wanted one even though I was a little kid, and he told me it was buzzard bait, that was my CB. So for years I was buzzard bait, not realizing what that meant. Thanks, Dad. Gideon Smith took some time off from sneaking around and putting Bibles in all the hotels. I've stayed in thousands of hotels, and I've never once seen or caught a Gideon. Anyway, Gideon sent in a news article that in Troy, Michigan, a guy pulled up outside of a church building at 5 a.m. and shot several bullets in through the windows because he thought that the church was an alien ship housing lizard people. Now, there's nothing funny about shootings at all. But the people that go to that church may want to start exfoliating so people don't think you're lizards. Okay, I'm back home and my kid is sleeping like Lindsay Lohan on New Year's Day. Parents always tip your kids anesthesiologists. Anyway, finally, Aaron Uglum sent in this little news item. A guy in Montreal sculpted a DeLorean made completely out of snow. DeLorean was a car from Back to the Future. Kids, Back to the Future was a movie that's popular when beepers were all the rage. Look it up. It's pretty good. Anyway, he sculpted a snow DeLorean and parked it in a snow removal zone as kind of a prank, but a cop stopped and he started to ticket the fake car. It took him about 4 minutes to realize it was fake. The cop then gave the guy a ticket for, quote, making the cop's day with a zero balance. I like this story because the snow-made DeLorean has the same starting record as a real DeLorean. Those things never work. Anyway, speaking of Back to the Future, I've got to get back to work. Today is actually Valentine's Day, and my girlfriend just figured out that the candy I gave her was my leftover trick-or-treat candy. My kids' leftover trick-or-treat candy. Maybe that's why Trent had to go to the dentist today. Okay, that's it for this Smiley Minute. You guys keep sending me weird news at bob@bobsmiley.com, and I hope you guys are smiling a lot, or at least for a little over a minute today.